Hi everyone. If you are a gnome lover and a bee lover, this one's for you. I have a lot of my pieces pre-painted just to save time, and I'll walk through each thing and explain it to you. All of the white parts I did 2 layers on. Sometimes you need 2 coats of white. You may not want to do 2, but I did for this particular project. I did the honey pot in yellow, and I was very careful to have a super dry sponge so that it did not get down into the engraving. If that does happen, you can take a sharp straight pin or some other tiny small object and clean it out. I also did a little bit of shading with some brown. I'm going to show you that on some other pieces. The bee, I'm going to add the black to here in a minute. You've got your red heart that'll go on top of the wings. Our flowers underneath here were just painted with the white. You don't have to be super careful because your honey pot and your hands will cover that. The flower centers were yellow. We've got his hands and his nose painted in the peach. Hat band is black. Our flowers up here, white and yellow. I did his mustache with white, and I also added some brown shading, which is super simple to do. Just get a little tiny bit and just go at a 45-degree angle and just kind of touch it. You don't have to do that, but it's a good option. His beard was painted with 2 coats of white. I added yellow to the 3 stripes that are going to be yellow when we're done. We'll go add black to that in just a second. You could do the same thing here. You could add a little bit of shading with some brown, very dry. Just touching it on there, super easy. I could do that the whole way around my beard if I want, like so. Okay. My background was painted yellow, and that's all you need just to go up here where your hat's gonna cover it. I'm going to take that black and add in, using a paintbrush. We're going to include a brush in this kit for you. I'm just going to follow along the engraved lines and make these stripes black. I probably won't speckle this one, but you certainly could use a stiff brush or an old toothbrush, watered down paint, and add some speckling. I did that on my patriotic gnome. So add in this black. This stripe is also black. You don't have to be super careful. The engraved lines are there just to give you a painting guide. I usually go up and down with my sponge when I paint everything, but with the paintbrush, following these lines, especially with black, I don't see it if I go over my edges. So that's all we need for his hat. I already painted the black base and his black shoes, and the last thing we need to do is his stripes on the bee. I'm gonna add in his head and antennas. His little stripes on his body. Again, they don't have to be perfect. Just following those engraved lines gives you a good placement and shape. And finally, his little tail. Okay, so that's all of our painting. I'm just going to show you how this all gets put together. Oh, one more thing. I forgot the lid to his little honey jar. I'm going to take some black, but I'm also going to grab a little white. Maybe. Get some white. And make myself some gray. just so I have a different shade on there. Okay. All right, so for his stand, you're just going to add some glue and add the top layer onto the bottom layer. Gives you a little more thickness to put his body into. This isn't dry, so I'm just gonna place everything back on here so you can see where it goes, and then I will get it all glued once it is dry and post your picture. So his hat band will cover over right here. This cute flower is gonna match up. We've got another flower for here and one for the top. He's going to get his mustache right in there, like so. We will add in his hands and his honey jar. You'll have to glue those in the center. His honey jar, his little lacy top detail for his honey jar. That'll all get glued like so. Whoops. His hands, added on. His nose, I put a little swish of some white across his nose. That will go right there like so. And what I would suggest doing is putting him into his base first so that you've got that in there. Then take your feet and get them placed where they need to go. Add on your little stick that's like the soles of his shoes. Then the only other tricky part is with your bee, you need to put a little spacer on him. It's the little piece with the X. Put that little spacer there. That way it has something to lift it off of the shoe, and his wings will go across like that. And he is finished. I think he is adorable and ready for some summer decor.